friends, and welcome back to another bookish video. This actually is a second Taylor Swift album book recommendation. I'm so excited. Although I do have to be honest, we're going in order. So this video is the Fearless album. And honestly, it's like my least favorite album. I know it was her first big one that won all the awards and everything, and that's great for her, but not my favorite album. Like my little mustache there. So let's get into the recommendations. And this is going to be the basic album, so I don't have any of the extra songs or anything like that. The first song on the album is Fearless, and I see that as a song about letting yourself fall in love. I chose the book Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Albin. See, I told you that book would come back. This book is about two girls in the Victorian age, if I'm not mistaken. They are debutantes and they're going to balls, and neither one of them is really into it. Neither one of them really cares about getting married per se. One is just doing it because her family needs the money, and the other one is going to the balls because it's what society expects of her. They become best friends because they both have this same reaction to the debutantes and balls, in that they don't care about them. Then they become more than best friends. A romance starts to happen, and it is the sweetest little romance. Made me want to kick my feet and giggle like a schoolgirl. It was absolutely adorable. So definitely recommend this one for Fearless. The next song was 15, and I see this song as being about just all the high school drama with boys and friends and growing up and first kisses and all the firsts. So I just see this book as being about all the high school drama. For this book, I chose the Sweet Valley High series by Francine Pascal. This series, you have two sisters, Elizabeth and Jessica Wakefield, and they're the quintessential tall, thin, blonde, blue eyes, California beauties who have this perfect life in sunny SoCal, and they are in high school going through all the drama with friends and relationships, and the series isn't great. Let's be honest. The series is very problematic, but it does fit this song with all the high school drama and such, so I had to put it in. The next song is Love Story, and I see that as being about star-crossed lovers, and I could go with the obvious Romeo and Juliet here. The modern version is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, and I stand by that decision. I do. That it does fit it. It does. However, I also like Bride by Ali Hazelwood for this book, because you've got a vampire female in a relationship with a werewolf, and it's a forced marriage at first, but they do end up falling for each other. Spoiler. Their families hate each other. They're from opposite worlds. And so yeah, this definitely fits the star-crossed lovers theme. The next song was Hey Stephen. I see that song as just a crush and wanting to be chosen over all the other girls, and this is kind of a pick-me girl song. Again, not my favorite album. For this song, I chose Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. And the reason I chose this book is because you have the romance between the son of the American president and the Prince of England. And obviously they're celebrities, and they have fans that just totally want to be with them, And the prince is really asking the first son, you have all these options, but choose me. So that's what I see this song is about, and because of that, I think this book is a good fit for it. The next song is White Horse, which I saw as leaving a toxic relationship. Realizing it's over, it's no good, and just having to move on with your life. And for this, I chose Forever by Judy Blume. This book is about a high school couple who they're each other's firsts, and they think that their relationship is going to last forever, hence the name of the book. But as most high school romances go, there's ends, and it does not end well. The girl eventually realizes that this sucks, this is hard, but the relationship wasn't as good as she thought it was, and she has to leave. So she does. So that's why I see this book fitting this song. It's just realizing relationship is not good and choosing to leave. I thought that was gold, and it's really not. Bumming me out. The next song is You Belong With Me. And again, this is another Pick Me Girl song. And I love Taylor Swift, not a fan of this album. This album is very high school. And this is another very high schoolish song. And to me, it's a Pick Me Girl song. It's very, the girl wants her best friend who is in a relationship with somebody else. And because she knows him like nobody else, she should be with him because she's the only one that gets him. Again, it's very pick me. But the book I chose for this song is To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. So the main character is in love with her sister's boyfriend, and she has this habit of writing letters to all the boys that she's had crushes on over the years when she's finally ready to let the crush go. And these letters get mailed out to all the crushes. She has to start a fake relationship, a fake dating relationship with one of the other boys that these notes got accidentally sent out to, so her sister's boyfriend won't get weird about her liking him. She has to make it seem like she doesn't like him. I viewed it as very much a pick-me book, so that's why I felt it had to go with this. And don't get me wrong, it was a cute book, but very high schoolish, which it is a YA book, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. The next song is Breathe, which was, in my mind, about the loss of a friendship and moving on and realizing you're okay. For this, I chose Wild by Cheryl Strayed. It is one of my favorite books of all time. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. In this book, which is a nonfiction book, Cheryl Strayed talks about how she was married to this guy who's like her best friend, and then she falls out of love with him. She ends up having an affair. They end up getting divorced, and her mom passes away during this time, and she's just in such a fragile state. She has to move on, and in order to move on, she decides to hike the Pacific Crest Trail by herself. This book was so emotional and inspirational, and I really do see it as fitting the vibe of this song, in that sometimes things end, whether it be friendships or relationships, and it sucks to move on, but you will be okay. The next song is Tell Me Why, and I saw this as being about a toxic relationship. And for this song, I chose Akatar by Sarah J. Maas. And before you come for me, hear me out. I did not like this book. I did not like the series. I am so sorry. It was absolute garbage to me. I am so sorry. I know this book gets all the love and all the hype. It's about a fairy king and a human girl who, she hates fairies, he hates humans. they can't stand each other, but she has to be at his court so he can protect her, so she can save his realm in the end. And eventually they fall in love. I could not get into it. It was such a toxic relationship to me. They completely hate each other. They hate each other's entire species, but somehow they fall in love. I just couldn't. And he seemed like such a dick, just such an arrogant dick. I just couldn't get into it at all. And I know this book has so much love. I know this series has so much love, but it was just not for me. The next song is You're Not Sorry. And this is another song about leaving a toxic relationship. Again, this is a very high school drama album. Just absolutely. I chose In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. It's about a sapphic romance. One is very controlling and manipulative and toxic, just all the red flags. And the other girl is kind of manipulated over and over and over into staying in this really negative relationship until she's finally able to get free. The next song is The Way I Loved You, and I see this as missing your ex while you're in a new relationship and kind of comparing them against each other. And for this one, I chose One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Love her books. In this book, a girl marries her high school romance, and they've been married about a year when he gets on a plane and the plane crashes and he is supposed dead. And it takes her, I think, about 5 years, and she's finally ready to move on, and she starts a relationship. They're progressing slowly, but it's a deep and beautiful connection. Her husband comes back. It turns out he's not dead after all. And so now she's torn between, does she go back to her husband and her first love, or does she go with this new guy who has been her friend for years and they have such a deep connection as well? She has a connection and love for both of them. So this book was so emotional. It ripped my heart in two, really. The next song is Forever and Always, and I see that as being the end of a relationship. Realizing that the person you love lied about loving you forever and always. And for this one, I chose Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler. And it is another sapphic romance between two girls who, during the summer, they fall for each other and they develop this romance. And then when they go back to reality in the fall, it turns out that they're actually going to the same school. And this relationship that they have started, one of the girls is scared to continue it. She wants to go back to the way things were, despite what she told the other girl over the summer. And it's about her discovering that maybe she does want this relationship despite the cost. If you haven't listened to the Demi Lovato song, Cool for the Summer, chef's kiss. So good. I love it. The next song is Best Day. And I see this as just having a bond between, particularly a mom, but just a family bond. And for this book, I chose Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, because the bond between the sisters and the bond between the sisters and the mother, it is so sweet. They are so tight-knit. They genuinely love each other and care for each other. And you can tell that. They put each other first. And they go through a lot of hardships, but their bond helps them get through. And so that's what I see this song as being about. We're sorry for the angle change. My phone ran out of storage. Rude. But anyway, the last song is Change. And it is about friends having your back and being able to overcome adversity because of these friends having your back. So the book I chose for this, and let me preface this by saying the song is an upper. It's like a fun, upbeat song. The book that I'm recommending for this is a downer, but it's also a beautifully moving book. The book I'm choosing to go along with this is the Book of Essie. This book is about a girl raised in a religious family. Her father is a preacher at a televised mega church, and her family are stars of a reality TV show. Essie has been raised to be perfect in all things, or to look perfect in all things. She becomes pregnant through incest, trigger warning, because her family is not as perfect as they make themselves out to be. She becomes reliant on a new friend who is chosen to marry her to help her get out of this situation and leave her family. It is such a raw book, very emotional, but very sweet and moving. And the friendship between these two characters, the lengths that they're willing to go to help each other, to have each other's back, definitely speaks to me about what this song is about. Here's the final look. And those are my recommendations for books relating to the songs on the Taylor Swift Fearless album. Again, not my favorite album. Sorry. Come at me. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with these recommendations, or if you think there are books that would better fit these songs. I'd love to hear them, so let me know. In November, I have a lot of videos coming out. I have a dysfunctional family book recommendation video. I think I'm gonna call it something like, You Think Your Family's Bad. I have some self-help book recommendations because we're coming up on Thanksgiving and spending time with our families, for better or worse. So let's work on ourselves. Let's realize our families are maybe not as bad as they could be. And let's just try to get through these next few months with peace, love, and joy, as much as we're able to. Serenity. Anyway, so I hope you liked this video. I hope you got some great recommendations. If you like these makeup and book videos, or want to see more Taylor Swift videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.